helter-skelter around a little finger, and I ride it endlessly. She's got a Barbarella silver swimsuit, and when she needs to shelter from reality, she takes a dip in my daydream. My days end best when the sunset gets itself behind that little lady sitting on the passenger side. It's much less picturesque without her catching the light. The horizon tries, but it's just not as kind on the eye. Just not affected to your mind and soul. You can be shared. Arabella's got a 70s head, but she's a modern lover, it's an exploration. She's made of outer space, and her lips are like the galaxy's edge, and her kiss the color of a constellation falling into place. My days end best when the sunset gets itself behind that little lady sitting on the passenger side. It's much less picturesque without her catching the light. The horizon tries, but it's just not as kind on the eye.
Welcome, Radical Rafter, Mike P, BJ, Big Chris, Megatron gets it right again, JR. Simping ain't easy, friends. Sunday afternoon. Just had lunch with my two boys at In-N-Out. Double, animal style. Fixed his car this morning. Put a new PCV valve on his Japanese import. And all is well. Good to see everybody. Thought I'd go, had a couple more thoughts. I've had a bunch of thoughts this week, so I try to put a little event together and bring in all you wonderful, talented, intellectual, and smart men. Coach Lamont graces us with his presence. Simping is not easy, and simp thinking is the problem. What is simp thinking? And begin. Simping for 300, Trebek. Let's see what we got here. Freedom Fighter just watched your video about Greg the Simp. I knew something was up when he stopped doing red pill content. Yes. Now we're going to get, this is kind of part 2 of that, which is simp think. Jeremy Bailey from the UK. Good to see you, brother. This is why I went early, because I wanted my UK brothers and our European and our Asian guys to Icelanders to jump on. Bookshelf, truth teller, thought thinker. Retro Shadow is back. The simp mentality is dangerous. Avoid it at all costs before it completely destroys your mindset. How do you get out of the simp mindset? One must think for himself. Simp thinking is basically having others, they've already programmed you to think a certain way. And it's when it comes to relationships, she's not like that. I'm different than most men. I'm not like the others. Okay, I'm very loving, and she will love me for that because I'm nice and loving. That's simp think. Well, Dad says I should be in finance because he was in finance and he's an accountant and he did well. Then I should be an accountant. Again, simp think is literally, it's like, we say loneliness is seeking external validation. Well, simp think is having somebody do the thinking for you and not realizing. Simp think is saying the more I spend on a woman, the more I give to her, the more she will love to me or love me. That is, in most cases, 98% wrong, right? Freedom Fighters, simping destroys men. Well said. Skimping. There you go. Skimping over simping. Mike P, how do you get out of the mindset? You have to think for yourself and you have to put yourself first. You have to put yourself as the number one objective of your life. In other words, no woman can take that. No other person in your life has the power over you. You have to decide, right? here and now that you have all of the controls at the keyboard. You push all the levers, or you pull all the levers and push all the buttons instead of having somebody do the thinking for you. That is simp think. Simp think is hive-minded on on the masculine side. We say hive-minded on the female side. A lot of the women, they wear the same clothes, they wear the same makeup, they have the same hairstyles, they look the same, they act the same. That's hive-minded thinking. Very, very similar on the men's side is the simp think. Well, if I just look good enough for her, she'll like me. If I do these things, she'll like me. If I do this, I'm not like the other guys. I'm different. You know, they all broke up because they didn't hold boundaries. They weren't nice enough to her. I have a buddy of mine. Some say simping is man's default set. You know, and I don't think that's a bad comment at all right there. I think you're absolutely right. We are programmed in society to literally be simps. Every one of us at one point had simped. And you're absolutely right. It is man's default setting. ITR is back. Sup, Brad? Did you see Gregory goes by Albert? Yes. I did that video yesterday about Greg. Now listen, no hate on the guy. Don't wish him ill well. We know how this is going to end. We understand the marriage wheel. This is third time around. It's going to be a lot different for him. He married a single mother. Now he has a Brady Bunch family. He is dealing with a postmenopausal or perimenopausal woman. She's hit the wall. She is the owner and CEO of the company. He is not the owner and CEO. So right there, it sounds like she either moved into, I bet he moved into her house and has taken over. He's followed her footsteps. He's not the leader in this case. But I think a lot of it, he went back to the plan. I was thinking about this last night. I got a lot of comments on the video. I think the reason Greg went back, I think his Catholic faith was very important and critical to his personal way of living, that he needed to be married. And the reason I say that is because before that, he made videos about his Catholic faith, getting more into it. And then he started saying that marriage is okay. So it does make sense that he went that route. But, I wish the guy well. I don't think it will end well, but that's just me. Patriot 1, most women are single mothers. There's no value to do simping. Well said, brother. Good to have you. Office work is simping. You need to work more than just your hands and outside oven. Correct. X-Max Pro, was Kurt Cobain a simp? I think in a lot of ways he was. Again, simp mentality, following the Skittles ideal, the liberal mindset. Simp mentality right there. Well, everybody else is doing it. I guess I should do it. If I can't beat them, join them. A simp thinks like a modern woman. They both live in the fantasy world. He believes millions of unicorns exist, and simps want to lead with money. You can't buy attraction. Well said, Europe. Good to have you. Jerome Markel is back. I actually hate the ladies. I love girls. Here's why. Women have careers, degrees, and they're single mamas. Girls are submissive, obedient, and want to be led. Laying it down to Chinatown. Our good man, Jerome Markel from Brooklyn. Simp means he's got no problems if she is the leader of everything. She controls the money, got all houses in her name, and he is paying and praying to get the box every night. I don't know why I find it so funny that the vagina is called the box, but it's just funny. He was very blue-pilled. He also was a Skittles supporter, even though, his whole grunge was all about anti-establishment. Whatever. Marriage is okay as long as it's not under the state. Private wedding. I think he probably I know she took his name, but wish the guy well. It's just very interesting that, again, I don't want to really harp on this. He spent a lot of time and had a lot of subscribers about purging their relationship, marriage thirst, about freedom is not to need them, and building a huge consulting business and then he went and got married. Just very interesting. It would have been better if he just hit it. Traditional Catholic marriage is good. Society and legal systems today work against it, so it will fail statistically. Yeah, well said, Bookshelf. I don't think it's going to work out. I heart simping turn women into something a man cannot fix. Ain't that the truth? Ain't that the truth? Simp think. We can't fix them. Simp think. Simp think says we can fix them. Simp think says my logic will beat out their emotions. Simp think. Simp think is the problem. The box for 300 Trebek. That would be a great category. Phoenix is back. Those men who are too weak to be their own leader will fall in one line or another to be a follower. Yes, simps most likely Simps are followers. Leaders are not simps. Leaders do hard things. Simps do not. Simps believe that the more they spend, the more they're nice, the more optimistic things they do, they will get something. They use logic. They think their brain can logically help convince a woman to live with them, marry them, love them, or what have you. The simp think is the problem. These 304s are the best teachers, and I understand them, so I can't love them. As they say, Jerome Markel, you can love them or you can understand them. You can't do both. Most simps look very unhealthy and get very fat while they are in a relationship. Oh, isn't that true, brother? Marvel says simps have been brainwashed from early childhood to believe that their only purpose is to be validated by a woman. Truth. Good to have you, brother. WHO is back. Good to see you. I thought my father was safe from divorce after 4 kids and almost 30 years of marriage. The word got to my mother and told her it wasn't enough. How many times have we heard that? She's planning her exit. She is planning the divorce first before the wedding. They have a backup plan, don't they? Big Chris, 41 years old. I was a simp all my life until the age of 37. Awoke and realized that being a simp only qualifies me for the most used scraps of what's left of a ran through scandalous 304. I think you pretty much summed it up there, brother. Good for you for the last 4 years, living peace, quiet, and freedom. There's Rev. Good to see the Revster. Rev is down somewhere in the Gulf Coast. Sounds like you had a wonderful meetup. Good to have you, brother. As a man, you can do 2 things. Understand females or love them. You can't do both. Homer Simpson is a simp. So they want to normalize that simping is good and totally okay. Correct. Simping is buying crypto at the highest part of the market. You again are a follower. You didn't do your research or diligence before then. Simping is buying at the height of real estate market. Not a good move. Simp think, oh, if I buy it today, it's only going to go up. No, you got in at the wrong time. You should have bought earlier. Simp think follows the latest trends. It tries to take the easy way out. What is the word for a female simp? I don't think there is such a thing, bookshelf. Hive? Hemp. Hive simp. The most dangerous feminist is the male feminist. Truth. The most dangerous men in the world are not incels. They're simps. Just like the guy that deleted his wife and deleted himself about 40 miles down from me. Simps are the biggest threat. Nice guys. Nice guys seek validation. When they don't get it, they snap. Many of them are today simps. Well said, Megatron. Big Chris. Let's see, Freedom Fighter. Pick me, girls, equals a female simp. Okay, I can see that, sure. You can't dance on 2 weddings at the same time. Don't chase women. You have to chase getting better day by day. Health is wealth. Work out every day and change your life. That's what we're doing. Simps would rather text all night long and send long strings of words. That's simp think. The more I talk to her, the more she's going to like me. Simps talk themselves out of any woman liking them. Simps wait around, waiting for that woman to say, it's your time now. You waited long enough. Simp think is the problem. Simping was the norm from the 1800s all the way until the mid-2010s. Society is changing in a way it was never. The future is fitty-fitty. It's wild. Yep. You get the Bitcoin, the price you deserve, buy it at a lower price, buy low, sell high. Well, it dropped to what, 54,000 about 3 or 4 weeks ago, went up to 67. Again, buy on the dips. This autocorrect is killing me today. Unfortunate. Phoenix says our purpose as men is to build, maintain, and lead society. Those who think our only purpose is to validate a woman's feeling either breaks out of that and becomes his own man or falls further. Truth. The nice guy forms mental contracts and get angry when he doesn't get his way like a child. Exactly. They're the most dangerous men in the world. They have massive road rage too. I never fathered any children with those old, fat, used-up skanks while being a weak, pathetic, choo-choo begging simp. Well, you are now with us, brother. You have graduated from Simp University. Maury, you are a simp. Maury Povich for 300. A book I read called No More Mr. Nice Guy. Oh, Robert Gulliver. Yep, he talks about it. But he went and got married again. That's a good book for men to realize that they don't have to be nice. That actually women don't like you if you're nice. She needs only a man to pay her bills, fake nails, fake hair, surgery, fake teeth, buying her a car. Brad pays, Chad stays. There you go. Europe. I see simps as weak men doing women's bidding or buying and stuff like that. Yeah. 59,000. I just bought $40 worth. You'll have enough to buy a loaf of bread. White knights are the violent arm of the kingdom of simps. Yes, they are. Take it from a former nice. I think we've all tried to be nice, thinking that might be the way. It's not the way. Being authentic, being your own person is the only way to live this life. Simps marry known 304s. All my exes are married now. It's crazy to see. Well said. Mouth of Gabe, good to see you, brother. It's Monday for you. Ishi, a 17-year-old male, came to the ED, said he was pregnant. They gave him a room and ran pregnancy tests. True stories. I saw it here. Clown world, Ishi. Good to have you, brother. You have to stop being a nice guy, not because you think it will get you women. Doing it for women is still simping. Nice guys think the more they do for somebody, the more they'll get in return. See, it's a contract. It's exactly what you said. It's this covert contract. There's no such thing as a covert contract with women. The biggest simp move is he can't accept that she replaced him, and he hates rejection. Simp think. Well said. I looked up the history of chivalry. It has nothing to do with women. It's about other warriors. Wow. Cooking a grass-fed steak while listening somewhere in Portland, a Soylent drinking vegan is losing his wings. Yes. I asked that a woman like for lunch. Basically, I got told I'm busy, and ignored, and I got mad and nearly snapped. Simp think is, you know what? Here's another thing. Simp gets broken up with, gets rejected. He says, I'm just going to wait around till the new guy acts up, and then she'll come back to me. Simp think is the problem. That's simp think. Simp think, I'm going to take my ex back. She's changed this time around. Simp think. Okay, I want everybody to think about simp thinking. We've all been there. These days, I put myself first. If I want to go with a woman, I'll text or call. I'm doing lunch. There you go. Or you could say, hey, I want to go out to this restaurant. If I don't hear back from you in 10 minutes, I'll call the next one. I act like I can't afford the bread until they find out I own the bakery. There you go. Under the radar for 300. Because you can't be happy with women. Again, women do not make men happy. It's a fantasy. A simple move is also when a man tries to act like an alpha, or he is an alpha and tries to prove himself to her, he is putting her on a pedestal. Correct. Simp thing, trying to be an alpha. Talking about being an alpha. Simp thing. I just ate a cold 20-ounce steak and ate some shrimp scampi. He's going carnivore on us, mouth. I recommend buying XRP. It'll change the world of cross-border payments in a few years. Bitcoin is good. Option 2. Yep. What about Monero? John McAfee talked about Monero, the private coin. Not being a simp is not partaking in the self-usury from a woman. Just say no. Well said, WHO. Ever since I stopped being a simp, it's like the universe is open up to me. And only the most feminine, dutiful women are coming right up to me. They can smell the non-simp on you. Women can smell simp. They can smell desperation. Retro Shadow, being a simp is basically being a follower. If that, be a leader and follow your own rules. Truth. Simping ideology can be seen in jails and prisons, where the inmates be nicer to women guards just thinking they might have a chance to hit it, and it works. Don't push the rewind button. Never take an ex back. Been there, did that dumb. Simp think. She's changed. I've changed. Our hearts are connected. Simp think. Stop being a nice guy is tough. People are not trying to like it, but it's best for you long term. Don't be a nice guy. Be a good guy. It's complete different. Simp move is also, he is talking about money and his achievements, and he is giving her accomplishments all the time. Your hair is so beautiful. Absolutely. He has to tell people what he's done. Simp think. He has low insecurity. Simp think. These hoes substantiate their value by saying, I have a lot of guys after me, but I don't want them. That's not a flex for a female. Cheap items have lots of customers. The dollar store for 300, Trebek. Find you a 304. What happened to the anti-carb movement? Thought bakeries would be closed down. Women love their carbs. I banged chicks, and after the sex, they told me they hate simps. Remember this gal called me I had gone out with a few times. And she called me after like 2 years. You know, they always call and come back. And she's like, I'm out with this guy at a piano bar. He's so nice, but all I'm thinking about is you. Again, another nice guy. Jawara is in the house. Good to see you. Freedom is better than Edom. Shout out to Jawara for letting us know about Gregory. How do you deal with friends that pressure you to hit on women when you're out? I don't really have friends I don't have a lot of single friends because they're all married. I have one single friend, but he's more into playing golf. Yeah, I think Monero's cool. I think it was at 157 the other day. Highest is 300 plus. I believe not knowing the truth is the problem. The problem with Bitcoin is it's so transparent. I mean, everyone knows where it's when. But the privacy coins are dope. I think the privacy coins are going to be big. XRP will melt faces. I don't have a lot of them, but I got more than 50. There you go, brother. Watched Conspiracy Theory starring Mel Gibson and Julia Roberts last night. He was a simp and a mysterious bad boy. Hilarious duality. Interesting. A simp believes that a bigger house and lots more money will make her happy. A simp believes the nicer he is, the more he does, the more housework he does, he'll get box. No fats, no tats, no brats. I love it. That'd be a great bumper sticker. I tend to just totally avoid dating. I mean, look, dating is a chore. It's just not the same as it ever once was. They say, Jerome Markel, interesting you bring that up, that Jerome Powell is going to lower it, some say up to 100 basis points, which is basically a point. I tell him about red pill, not Bitcoin. Well, Bitcoin is part, crypto is an interesting piece of the manosphere. Monk is the most prudent way to live your life. Red pill Gregory Guru. Yeah. Somebody, was it Freedom Fighter that said, hey, man, I was following Greg around November, December of last year, and he quit making videos. I mean, all of his content's disappeared. You can find it if you go onto Teachable. You just type in Red Pill Men's Health Greg. Some websites come up, but he quit. And I think some of the pictures, if I'm not mistaken, Joara, are in January, February on the Facebooks that he's with her. And there's a wedding ring in there. It's out in the open. He's such a simp, Jimmy Carter. Go away. So what happens when you meet a woman you care about? Don't tell her. Well, I think you can care about people in a humane way where you wish them well. But when you care about someone where you get feelings involved, I don't think that's a good move. I think feelings are misleading. Chemicals are basically what we label feelings. Chemicals. But you can care about someone. You can be good to somebody. But if you're doing it for something in return, that is a simp think. I agree, Patriots won. I mean, the crypto is such in its infancy. It really hasn't been tested over a half a century, but the idea is wonderful. He was bought for peanuts. Jimmy Carter. Monk is the most happiest way to live life. I'm getting blamed for things that I haven't done. Being a monk puts yourself first. You can make your own decisions. You don't have to worry about anybody else, right? Marriage is also simping because he is providing, and plus he is giving her extra money so she can buy herself things. That is like prosty. Well, what do husbands think? I mean, I used to think of this. If I make more money and give her more things, I will get access, an easier box. I never really had a problem with access to box. Would it be harder to get the box tonight or easier? That's basically what it came down to. Easy box or hard box. Access to box, for the most part, was never an issue. But yeah, you think to yourself, man, hopefully she acknowledges my contribution as a father and a husband and family. But again, simp thinking in marriage. Most are just one BJ away. You need to purge your thirst, says Gregory. Well, look at Gregory now. I mean, I guarantee the guy went back. He became very religious again. His faith was more important, and so he wanted to be, in the eyes of God, chaste, chastity. Megatron, my wallet, my life. Attaboy. Prosty means it must be transactional. He pays, he gets married. You got it. He pays, she sends him pictures. There you go. Game Genie of Life, John Markel. Bitcoin crypto is the red pill of finance. Yes. Imagine setting 240G in gold versus Bitcoin. Be a lot of gold. If you like her, don't tell her. If offsets the power dynamic, you're more invested than she is, and she can invoke simpage to you. Let her come and tell you. But overall, she's just a turd. Correct? Well, I'm glad he didn't get married to that woman in Vietnam. What's up with Gregory? He has gotten married. He is married now. He's playing Brady Bunch. She's the woman in Park City about 45 minutes. Yep, killed her husband from Utah. Have you ever seen her? I have not seen her in person because she is in prison. But I know where she lives or the area. You need focus logic more than Little Willie. There you go. Today's modern women used up badge, not even equal to the handshake anymore. Well, the ability to access box today is a lot easier for men in a lot of ways. Women are given it transparently. Gold prices rises because of war or uncertainty in economy. Correct. John Markel, my hardware is my wallet, my life. Wish more men understood that. I agree with you. A man can be handsome and got good communication skill, but if he is thirsty, she will sense it. Women can sense insecurity, desperation, pussy chasing, validation chasing from men. That is why they like the mysterious, stoic challenge. They never want to know the truth about a man. They want to constantly keep guessing. Stock prices rise in a stable economy. Sucker idealizing mediocre peace leaf, says Radical. Singletown is back. Good to see our brother Singletown out there in Europe. Hope you're doing well, brother. Check out his channel. He does some great stuff. I think you went. Did you go back? Did you go into Rumble? Can't remember. Italy was hot as hell. Tell us about Italy. Were there lots of simps? Trouble is, if I act like I don't care, she doesn't care about me either. That's just their actual defense. You got to begin with it. That's the problem. If you're going to marry a much younger woman that the sex drive lines up, make absolutely no sense to marry a woman around your age. Boy, Gregory has completely flipped on everything, hasn't he, Joara? I'm honest, I got to know a rotation of 3 women, but sometimes I go to prostitutes and pay because you get very beautiful women without getting a headache. The transaction is, there's always a transaction somehow. Yeah, that's a great question. Would he go back to a restaurant he got sick at? Well, he's doing it right now. Just make sure you invest in what the politicians are investing in. There you go. Follow that tracker. Major Tom, I find the most religious men are the biggest simps with multiple failed marriages. Well, simp think. I married the wrong one. That's simp think. It's just your turn, fellas. Embody this and life opens up. There you go. Good to see Christian in the house. Good. Your Rumble channel's up. I guess things could be worse. I could have had my nose bitten off by a Saigon 304. Be careful. This is why men lie to hoes, because they can't handle the truth. Truth is met with contention, shaming, and insults. Well said, Jerome Marco. Buy gold in a stable economy and sell them when there's uncertainty. You can't eat gold, that's for sure. If they don't want you, no amount of ignoring them is going, sure. Absolutely. I mean, you have to be the one in the bar that's not paying attention to them, right? Joara says he first heard about the Great Divorce from Gregory. Well, I really can't believe that he's flip-flopped on everything he taught, everything that he sold. The merchandise, the live call-ins. He had 30,000 subscribers. I think, or 29,000, and then it got shadow banned. Well said, man, is right. And now he's back and he married a gal. Okay, she's a single mom. Okay, what do we talk about single mom? Most likely moved in with her. She opened up the business as the CEO and the owner, didn't list him as the owner. She's hit the wall, right? She's not 21 anymore. She's in her 40s. And she's hormonal, or she will be hormonal, and she might be on head meds. However, they do have their faith in common. So we don't talk ill about people. We wish him well, but we most likely know the reality. The only issue I have is the absolute flip-flop of the whole deal. Now, he might have been visited by angels and, Gabriel and Adam and Eve and Jesus and told to marry her. Okay. But he's pretty much disappeared off everything, and he's done a 180. Well, hopefully the marriage will doesn't affect him, but I believe it will. In all Arabic countries, the push by simp movement is hard. If a man wants to marry, she'll say, I want 20,000. Ooh, the dowry. The dowry for 300. Did your ex complain about everything? She complained about a lot of stuff. I mean, she was decent and pleasant at times. Rad, had you ever had an ex not come back for some scraps? I think they all come back in a form or fashion. If I ever entertain marriage, it'll be overseas and private. There you go. Nah, I don't think they're going to be next, brother. The truth is beta males are and alpha males will simp. Sure. But I have to feel wanted. Simp think, right, Singletown? Adam would have warned him. Well, yeah, he's on his second wife, if you believe in Lilith. Yeah, he has not set his standard. Well, he caved in. Rusty Rivers is back. Good to see you, brother. Hope you're well. I went to the mill yesterday because that's where the pretzel dog stand is. I saw a few men with their wives and girlfriends. They didn't look happy carrying bags. Good to see you, Jet Electro. They are on an invisible leash. Aren't they all? Are we talking about the Greg? Yes, Gerald, that is him. Gregory the Guru. She is average at best. Makeup is a filter of the devil. You're not mistaken. The angel of desperation. That's who visited Gregory. If she's not willing to earn your attention, I bet my bottom dollar she's not just into you. Send the 304 down the street. Absolutely. We sure do. We sure do, Christian. Gregory has returned several times before and may return again. I bet he returns in some form or fashion. We will be hearing about his divorce or his separation. I don't think it's work. Everything seems stacked against him. He's not the pilot. She is. She will try to manipulate the alpha so hard so he will be a beta male provider. After 5 years, she'll look at him and say, that's not the man I've married, and she divorces your ass. Well said, Europe. I don't think Dak is going to do that. I don't think he'll ever. I think he'll be monk the rest of his life. Gregory the simp. Yes. He really simped this time. Well said, Christian. There are no more clean girls anymore. I think you're right. I've said this again. A woman's test is her accountability. A man's test is a woman. Yes. You can't imagine the pressure in Christian churches to be a white knight for the single mothers who constitute most of the congregation below 50. Women start doing naked dance in public when you show status and wealth. Bookshelf, well said, Manage Roy. We should start a GoFundMe for him. Well, he will be out. He most likely won't have to pay alimony or child support, but he will be out some dough. Batman simping for Catwoman. There you go. Mochi, good to see you, brother. Hulk is sipping for She-Hulk. There you go. My pronouns are Albert and Gregory. Singletown says that's why he left the Church of Denmark. You can be spiritual, but I don't know. Being religious today, to me, it doesn't seem like, I don't know. I find God outside. How about that? I just smile and wave. Peace of mind says Surf Shack. Good to see you, brother. Agreed. Even if F-14 is very stable. With all that power beneath it. Greg doesn't want to live a life alone, has to be with a female, or he's not a real man. He lets society dictate his worth as a man. Well, yeah, I mean, again, he spent a lot of time and did several collaborations, built a merchandise line, wrote books, did consultations, instructed. We have several men in this chat that have talked to him. And he just flipped a 180. It's just, wow. Maybe he went on head meds. I don't know. I mean, he had T-shirts that said, "Purge the thirst. Freedom is not to need them." A female's test in life is material. A man's test in life is a vagina. Well said. He always advised marrying a much younger woman, not a post-wall. He didn't follow his advice, kind of like that one guy, a Sharp. Rusty River says, who? Gregory Red Pill Guru. Someone link the Grun Tea House in the chat. That's where you can see him. I have more respect for Odin and Thor than the Church of Denmark. Single town. Gregory, the Red Pill Guru, had almost 30,000 subscribers, was very active up till what, last year? Stay out of the church. It's full of single mothers, gay guys, and pulpit pimps. Well said, John Markel. Telling the men to man up and marry the single mothers. He was a Red Pill content creator. He collaborated with many folks. He had call-in lines. He consulted men on staying and being monk. And he married this would be his second marriage, but he was engaged to a second gal after his first marriage and knocked her up and got a fourth kid. And 3 or 4, 5 years later, he married a new gal with a kid. Definitely simping for Sophie. There you go. Simp think all women are not like that. But we know the truth. I forgot all about the Purge the Third. You remember that? If you want to look up Gregory, it's Grun Tea House. Right there in the chat. I just posted it. Go Google that and you'll see him. Gregory, the thirst got him. He needs to get a smell of her nasty panties. Always sharing the truth, Rad. You're on fire. Good to see you, Simone from Italy. Did you meet up with Singletown Bachelor? Yes, Mr. Sharp is a multiple. He's a simp, massive. I do not find his lady attractive at all. I would not touch her with a 10-foot pole. She is whacked. I have not seen it. I have heard that it potentially is a good series. Look, the truth of the mother is that he chose to be a simp. He did. He chose that. Well said. George is back. Hey, George, what do you think of being in a relationship with an older woman than yourself with kids? I do not recommend that, friend. I would stay away. Do you think it's simping to get a happy ending? Well, that's kind of prostitution in its own form or fashion. You still have to pay for it. So no. Yes, he did. He did say 1 BJ away from the plantation. Simp think she's celibate and only wants meat. Yes. Simp think she's religious and a virgin. Purge the thirst. Yes. Gregory said that all the time. The church is a hospital. I don't suggest you go dating when people are hurting, like most are recovering. Can't deny it's a rough place. You know, some people feel better going to church. They like the community. They like to hear from a pastor. It makes them feel good. But when it comes to relationships and feeling, a man on his purpose, it's very difficult to get to that point when the church would like to see you in line, and it is what it is. But I'm not anti-church. I just find that my spirituality is more in line with what God has created. Sounds like a movie, Simping for Sophie. Yeah, you can't be you can't be alpha and you can't be beta. John Boston, legendary John Boston. We don't need a generation of men like Cackles. Did you just see the news today? Apparently he cheated on his wife and got the nanny knocked up. What a simp. Simone, simping is the downfall of men. Yeah, absolutely. Simps are the most dangerous men on this earth. My brother is with an older woman with kids. Don't know how to tell him it's not ideal. Well, He's never going to be first. The problem, George, is a single guy with no kids that marries a single mother will never be first. Number two, there's a baby daddy involved. Number three, she disrespects him for even touching her vagina, because a single man can get a single woman and to create his own generation. When a lion sees a lioness's cubs and he wants to mate with the lioness, he kills the lioness's cubs. Let that sink in the animal kingdom. Rage. Sounds like instead of freedom, Greg decided to need him. Well said, brother. Good to see you. You did the collab with Coach Craig. Yeah, he did. I think he did one with Sandman. Thou shalt not simp, says Seraphim. The female that a man is with shows one-itis on him. If she's not attractive, let's see. You don't look good as a man because you're standing beside her in public with her. Well said. Truth. I was playing Rage, a post-apocalyptic video game. Dang. The video games are becoming more and more realistic. Pretty soon we will not be able to identify what is real and what is not. Mira, what happened to Mira? Young Mira. I remember that gal. Brad, this woman I know in her mid-50s posted a meme. Being single past 40 is like playing hide and go seek, but nobody shows up. I wanted to say, what happens to women at 50 plus? You should have. How would you call someone as alpha when he is getting women that are below him? That would be a oxymoron, right, brother? Reasons why cowboys were always waited on to get there. They only had cows to look at. When they got to town, smelling like cows and dust and sweat. WHO. When you date a woman with kids, her kids will always be first. Yes, that is Red Pill 101. The world worships money, but money does not make you happy. Money gets you to places in style. That's about it. We should all be lions. I think women are attracted to red pill creators just like they are other men who are leaders in society. They're seen as a good resources. Suckers idolizing mediocre putty. Simp. Then the creator gets the attention he wanted and has to choose. We are seeing the results. Sure, we sure are. Look, hey, maybe it works for him. You know, maybe he gets the unicorn. I kind of have my own thoughts that it's not going to work and it's going to be a shit show. Most likely he'll stay put because he doesn't want to have another embarrassment or another failure under his belt. You see on YouTube here, every day a woman content creator is showing her body and she gets 30,000 likes. And go read all the comments from the simps, Surf Shack. Oh, you're so beautiful. Oh, you're gorgeous. Oh, beautiful. Oh, honey, baby. I got a taste of gynocentrism as my job. I wear a shirt with the sleeves up because it's hot. I get sent home, but a woman wears a deep cut spaghetti. Oh, there you go. There you go, Phoenix. Interesting how it works. Simulation air combat. There you go. Seraphim likes a different square root. I cut off communications with all my cousins and my 2 younger brothers for getting with single mothers and trying to take their frustrations out of me for being right when I told them not to. I told my brother not to get with 2 single mothers, and he did. And he had 2 kids with the first single mother and 2 kids with the second single mother. Mira was in an 18 to 23 range, which Gregory suggested we marry if we must marry. Yeah, I totally forgot about that gal. She was always on his channel. And Greg Adams' channel. For those considering older women or women with kids, see the dating sites. The women all say, my kids are my world, and she has 3 big dogs sleeping on her bed every night. Well said. John Boston just summed it up right there, guys. That's your dating market. Well, good. Post another project for your AI, Managroy. I don't have a PC. I just have a Mac. And it's old. It's 15. This is a 15-year-old computer. I put in new memory. It works great. I put in a new solid-state drive. Works great. Probably not. Probably not. Yeah, share the link when it comes. But again, guys, we must remember to stay clear of SimpThink. SimpThink is, I know better because I have this knowledge now. I can make a woman love me and get in line. I can follow Richard Cooper's advice or Corey Wade's advice. SimpThink. At the end of the day, you are not in control of her. and never will be. She has her own brain and emotions that she runs from. You have your own brain and logic, and those two go like this. Does not compute. Roses are red, camel toe ain't black, Biden has dementia, and Hunter's on crack. We need a t-shirt just for that. Jerome Markel laying it down to Chinatown. Date yourself is the greatest thing a man can do. Fall in love with yourself and your insecurities and weaknesses and work on them. Super chatted up. Remember when Gregory wanted chats? He would ask for chats, which is fine, whatever. He had an audience that would chat him up. Same with CGA. Riggs Jr. says, Mochi, when you're doing a bake sale from your cookbook. Good to see Riggs. But that's reality. I mean, most men live in this simp think. It's a programmed think. And who said it? It was at the beginning. It's our default setting. It is. We don't live in a world where our fathers toiled for 14 to 16 hours a day and then we went with them at the age of 9. We don't live in that world anymore. It's a tough world. Was at Wegmans and they have a huge wine area. Walked in at the end of the store and always see a woman buying box wine. I'd say 1/3 of cans of cat food in their cart too. John Boston, you got to videotape that. I only respond to OnlyFans about semen retention and not blowing for what? Again, Simp Think is going to OnlyFans and getting a little emoji from the OnlyFans girl, which is probably done by a secretary or a man, and then thinking he's special for that day. She likes me. She's going to DM me, and we're going to be together. Yeah, well said, Christian. Off topic, Rad, have you lost friends due to yeah, sure. Most of my friends are conservative, though. I don't really tolerate that. But, yeah, I mean, there have been friends that I've gone head-to-head with. Today I'm oppressing myself with women's work, carpet scrubbing, vacuuming. I don't think women do any of that work anyways. They make the man do it. But good for you. Even the same brand of hard disk and identically, and it will be faster. My new hard disk. I mean, I'm running on 50. I bought this brand new in 2009. Put new RAM in it, 16 gigs of RAM, and I've got a terabyte solid state hard drive, and the damn thing is great. It has an Intel chip too. You stay clear of Simp Think. She'd come around into your world, not the other way around. There you go. Simp Think for 300 Trebek. When you stop simping, you realize how evil they are. I wouldn't label it evil, Simone. We have the tendency to say that. It's just female nature. Yeah, well, he did that, Jawara, because, again, when he started flexing, and I posted a comment on his he didn't like my comment. I said, the problem is he flexed too much, and she saw it. So they all come do that. Yeah, well said, Christian. They will come after you if you start flexing. So part of it's his fault. He should have stayed under the radar and not acted like he's some baller. Life is good when men don't care. It's actually really is nice to be a guy. I think it's wonderful. We can be standing up. I wonder what's going to happen with OnlyFans. It might be banned. Dudes out here acting like hot women online must be making bank. I'm truly amazed how much is spent. So am I. Bookshelf, so am I. I have liberal friends, and I explain how Biden and Harris destroyed the market and how they printed way too much money and caused all this inflation. They don't believe it because it's not on the news. Of course. Again, Simp Think, following the news. K-Plan in the house, good to see you. You're doing Linux. I think I had Linux installed on mine, Ubuntu on my old laptop. I found it. It's 20 years old, and it just booted up, and I watched a DVD on it. Old XP, Windows XP. And it runs, it's got half XP and half Ubuntu. OnlyFans is really sad in terms of the market where it's at. Men actually go and pay for it. And women over 60 are on OnlyFans. Who's the one woman that John sent me that she's 66 years old and she's like German, I think, and she does all these videos. She's not an ugly woman, but she does OnlyFans. You just rebuilt yours. Awesome, brother. Rev wants to be a baller. I wish I was taller. Wish I was a taller. Wish I was a baller. I cut out lots of people, especially family, after I came out as a conservative and left the plantation. Now I get this. How dare you? There are so many black dudes that are all conservative. I just don't understand it. Like, why can't they see on the other side that men are thinking for themselves? It was originally a gaming site. Interesting. I had no idea. Linux Mint is a great operating system. Yeah, I'm running just Mac at this point. It's fine for me. I don't game. I'm not a gamer. But it is what it is. Liberals are one of the creepiest people. Liberals are victims. They think with their emotions. 50 grand in legal fees alone is utterly insanity. He went back. I mean, guy, he shouldn't have simped. I don't know. I think his ego got the best of him, and he's paid for it. Now maybe it makes 50 grand a month, and he can afford it. But I don't know. I wouldn't want to pay a baby mama's lawyers 50 grand, or my lawyers to deal with the baby mama. My youngest brother realized how evil his single mother, now baby mother, was while still with her. She left him at the apartment, babysat him and her kids while she went out to cheat on him. No surprise. Hammer showed off a 75-year-old hack. An old prune is what we call him, Singletown. I wish I was a baller. I wish I was a foot taller. Yeah, I never really got into Linux. I did put it on. It seemed to run faster, but, I'm not a computer nerd, tech guy, but just want something reliable. Radham in Boston, as you know, however, the complaints from women about there are no men out there, or men don't want to settle down. Liberal men are more afraid of Me Too and family court. Interesting. Yeah, I would. They just want to be friend zoned. She said she was just a friend. There you go. Is Scotty in the chat? If he is, shout out to Scotty. See you later, brother. Bookshelf. It's better to live with eyes wide open, alone, than surrounded by yes men. Well said. I would rather want the bitter reality than the fake fantasy, than the sweet fantasy. What if they just stopped paying taxes and refused to work? A lot of men are checking out. They're not paying taxes. Who would have thought the mightiest Western civilization would be destroyed by liberal women and simps? Well said, Betty. Good to have you. Okay, an old DOS computer, Linux might do the job. I watch Hammer on Rumble. He has a very good messaging in place. Yeah, Hammer's got good stuff. He's been cranking out awesome content. Yes, my name is Mud. I think it was last week I saw that. But here's the deal. I mean, look, when you're making videos of Porsches and exotic trips and exotic all this shit, your ex-baby mommy is watching you. Trust me. Especially in California where you got divorced. Liberal men think being in the friend zone is a success. Wait, and then someday their turn will come up. When girls are more loyal to their bosses, it's a no-no. Well said, JR. Because the dumb Democrat black is obligated to vote blue and other blacks aren't supposed to think, they should just shut up and go along. It's really unfortunate that they think like that, a lot of them. Box is overrated. It's just a box. Well said, brother. Liberal men are waiting for their turn. The downfall of society is emotions. Okay, I want you to think about that. A victim runs by his emotions. A liberal runs by his emotion. A conservative or a libertarian runs by his success and his results. Emotions are the downfall of relationships and society. You say he's just a friend. He's just a friend. We're looking out for Rad. This finger will never have a wedding ring. I have my wedding ring, actually. Let's see where it's at. Right here. It's a platinum ring. Gold and platinum. It's insignia. That was on my finger for 20 years. I still keep it because it's gold. Who knows? I might melt it down someday or trade it for a bucket of beers. That's why these hoes pick them. They know they will get boyfriend benefits without having to be a girlfriend. Well said. If she says something, do the opposite. She will chase you. Truth. Vote blue no matter what. Who said that? Barf. After years of simping, I've come to the condition that they like weak men. They don't really like weak men. They want to control weak men. They like strong alpha conservatives. They just won't admit it because they want control. So that's why they're so miserable. They know what they want, but they can't bring themselves to it because they want control. A strong man will not allow a woman to control him. So-called democracy has brought the whole humanity on the brink of extinction within 100 years. 100% truth, Betty. True always floats to the surface, no matter how sugar-coated a lie is. Great advice. Men need to learn to dump her first so she can learn that she is not a queen. Well said. Rev, Soy Society for 300. Just a warning, your chats will be screenshot by those 304s and will be put on blast. I'm shadow banned as well. I don't give a damn. I don't watch CGA. He would be better off not showing off his belongings. He wants to get back at it. That's a problem with him. Unfortunately, I got to lay it down in Chinatown. He flexed too much. You don't need those creatures bringing you down, JR. You're absolutely right, brother. What's the whole thing with kneeling before a woman? I don't know who came up with that. Someone should research why a man got on his knees to propose, right? They love to destroy families, those Democrats, liberals. Put men and women's sports, kill blank, open borders, and they will save democracy. That saying is so stupid. Sit back and watch it burn. Welfare did not destroy the black community, single motherhood, feminism, white liberal women, voting rights to women. I don't think you're mistaken. They like to break down the bad boys when they can't. They destroy the SIMP instead. Sure. Melt that ring. I wonder how much gold. It's got platinum and white gold. He said his lady was a strong 9. I'm going to have to disagree with him, Joara. I grew 1 subscriber in 60 days. Go figure. It's always about power and control. It's all you females. See, it's funny when people go, oh, they want weak-minded. No, they want weak-minded men to control them. Brad, did you ever notice the red pill dating gurus on YouTube that brag about being players? You see their women and they just look at, of course. Any guy that's a red pill dating coach is not a red pill dating coach. It's a blue pill dating coach. It's not democracy, so true democracy doesn't even work. A man selling how to get boxed in books and consultations is a grifting. I never kneel. Nope, I never kneel. You're absolutely right. We were at the beach. I just stood up and said, hey, you want to get married? Here's a ring. That's what I said. Never kneel. She actually brought that. You never kneel. No, never kneel. George, you're giving her rights to come into your life and destroy it completely by kneeling for a proposal. Well said, Manager. Democracy is mob rule. It's not. It's simp think. Democratic thinking is simp think. Of course. Look, these guys have some like theory that they can keep women. You can't keep a woman. It has been proven over and over again. Men who want to keep a woman lose a woman. Men that don't want to keep a woman have women chasing him. I had to learn it. I could not keep my wife happily engaged in a marriage with me. She exercised her emotional nature. Hey, well, all women are like that. See, Simps would say, no wall. I love Matt Krause, but just don't care about his... He's all right, but, you know, he has said some good red pill things, but he's teaching how to get infield or whatever the hell they call it. It's gold. I remember that. It was gold, WHO. Redneck Reefer, I'll never change. Are you kidding me? Been doing this for 6 years. For 5.5. One of my videos have officially 60,000, unofficially I have 1 million. Wow. Good for you, brother. Today I was watching a TV soap where a man got married to women and robbing that woman's family. They're giving you the instructional book. There's no such thing as a strong woman. It's just a lot of weak-ass males. There you go. Guys, it's been a great stream. Remember to stay out of simp think. Anyone with coach in his name is a biatch, says Seraphim. My name is Mud. Rad, unfortunately, most of what we call the manosphere are grifters. I agree. Primarily women equal left wokeism. Vote for the destruction of soy society. It's easier to be murking you if you're kneeling. Ask a blank. Well said, WHO. Been married twice, been single for 11 years, never moved a woman in. Not worth it. Good for you. My ex did that. I'm not happy. Nonsense. Now she is alone and in serious credit card debt. That's what happens. Mars is in the house. Good to see you. They don't cook or clean anymore. A lot of them don't. What does Big Chris say? Modern woman is such a pathetic coward. She'll destroy a million simps. And simps will take it and they'll get back on the wagon and they'll say, this time around, she'll want me. She just made a mistake. Simp think for 300. Trebek, I'm out. You guys have a great Sunday. We'll see you on the next one.